Welcome back, traders, to another video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. This is the first ever Throwback Thursday update video. We're going to look back at 4 of the stocks that I've talked about and done technical analysis on in previous videos, and we're going to see how they've been doing. So these videos were done earlier in October, so it's a couple of weeks ago now. The market's had a bit of a pullback. We're going to see how these stocks reacted. So the first one is CRM. This is Salesforce, guys. Always on the 4-hour, 180-day chart. We'll zoom in here a second, but I just want to give the big picture again to review. We have this beautiful growth channel going back to mid-March from the crash. Healthy growth all along. So 7 months of healthy growth here. Love to see it up to new highs, all-time highs, and just this skyrocketing out of the channel back in August. I think this was the market peak around September 2nd. We hit an all-time high of 284, and since then the market and Salesforce as well been on a bit of a downtrend here. So we came back into this this recent channel here, bounced off of that September 8th. So we've kind of been holding this this small channel for a little over a month, going on a month and a half now, and today kind of had another pullback, bounced off of the bottom of this channel around 250. So the bottom of that recent channel, the middle of this larger long-term growth trend. So it's still in a healthy spot here, but what happened? So this article came out 2 days ago, October 20th, and this is big news, guys. Microsoft is advising salespeople in their various service lines to push their Dynamics company, which is a CRM company. This is a direct competitor to Salesforce. So Microsoft's commercial cloud service business. This is a $50 billion arm of Microsoft. This company, Dynamics, generated $3 billion last year. So this isn't small potatoes. And anytime that you have Microsoft as a competitor, it's a very bearish sign. So that came out on the 20th. I'm going to zoom in here to the 30-day. Here on the 30-day, 30-minute chart, we can see that there wasn't, much of a reaction that day from the stock. It actually went up a couple of points. It's trying to stay on the above this top trend line of the channel, and the following day it's going to fall through. It's going to bounce against the bottom, and it ends up falling again today and basically staying down all day. It fell 4.5 points to 250. But let's just take a look. So what was the full move? All right, over these past couple days, we've fallen 7.5 points for a $250 stock on some of the worst news you could get. That finding out that the biggest company in the world is now your direct competition. That's nothing, guys. That is very, very bullish. That's resilience, And this is the top of the growth channel, guys. So we're bouncing off this short-term support. We're still in the middle. We're still within 7 points of the top of the channel here, guys. CRM is still in a very healthy spot, and honestly, with a resilient reaction to news like this, incredibly bullish news. The next one that I want to talk about and look back at is CrowdStrike, CRWD. Again, guys, this is antivirus, enterprise level antivirus company, software security. So in the past few days they've had a pullback. Let's see, they've had a pullback going back about 10 days, about to when the market as a whole started pulling back, and this was pretty close to the all-time high over here 154, and now we've pulled back now all the way to 135. That's a pretty big pullback. You know, over 10 days you're falling 20 points for $150 stock. That's more than a 10% drop, right? That's something that could be a cause for concern. So what was the drop? What was the news? I couldn't find any. You know, I looked, I didn't see any analysis, any article. There wasn't a price rating update. There's no news. So the news outlook is neutral. There's no new catalyst. So we're looking at the chart. Why did this happen? Well, the market pulled back, right? I mean, this is a stock again, and we'll zoom out real quick to get the big picture to the 180-day 4-hour chart. This is a stock that's been on a great growth run. I mean, guys, before the pandemic hit, this was a $60 stock. Okay, so they have doubled since then. And now, you know, this is very strong along the top of the channel. And this is, you know, you expect a healthy pullback when you see something like that. You know, I mean, it's great to see. It means that the stock has legs to go higher. Investors are bullish on this name. But it's not realistic. You're not going to sustain that, right? So you pull back into the channel, you consolidate a little bit, and if the market pulls back, it's healthy to have a pullback. You know, we've established this support here, and honestly, it could even pull back all the way down up to 126, and I think it would be very healthy growth cycle for this stock. Catch the bottom of the support. We do have this most recent downtrend that needs to be broken here, and that's going to cross the bottom trend line around November 2nd. So if we haven't broken this trend line by then, I'd be very bullish on Crowd that day. You know, not that we're going to see new highs anytime soon, but this channel goes all the way back to, the crash, like I said. So, unless there is no new stimulus package ever, which I don't think that's going to happen, no matter who wins the election, before or the election or after the election, there will be another stimulus. It's kind of necessary, I think, with the economic outlook. But regardless, I think Crowd's going to do well, and I think it's going to stay up here. And this is a pretty good price. You might wait for it to come back into here if you think it's going to. I think it could, but like I said, I'll catch the bottom of this channel. And again, no news, bit of a market pullback, still healthy, still above the support, still in the middle of the channel. Next one, DropBox, DBX. So, let's just, we are. Okay, we're on the 4-hour 180-day chart for DropBox here. Let's just look back at the last few days. It hasn't really had a big move. We're on this larger downtrend all the way going back to June here. Expect for this one spike candle. We kind of pull back in and consolidating into this price point, and now seeing some growth off of the channel, the lower trend line of the channel that goes back to the recovery here. And recently, off of this steeper growth channel, this is good to see as well. So, not a huge pullback for DropBox. There's a catalyst we'll get into a minute, but again, we do have to get over this, and I think we're pushing it. We might have pushed through it today, but we do have this cross coming up. That's on October 26th. Recently, though, there was a pretty bearish article about DropBox here, and this is a pretty thorough technical analysis, and it goes on to lay out various reasons, and chief of which is the competition. DropBox is profitable. They do have some revenue growth. The revenue growth is slowing, but they're a lean, profitable company, and they recently announced that they're moving their entire workforce to work from home, lean out their budget even more. But regardless, the fact of the matter is they are selling cloud storage. And I don't know about you, but I get my cloud storage for free from Google. A lot of people get it free from Apple, or included from Apple, included from Amazon. Those are big companies, guys. So that's big competition. And the article goes on to lay out a tough road ahead for DropBox against that competition. But I think if you look at the chart, again, what did we see? This article came out on the 15th. I'm going to zoom in here now. Here's the 15th. The stock went up 40 cents that day. Okay, it's a couple percentage points there off of what was a very, very bearish article. I mean, CRM's competing with Microsoft. This article laid out how DropBox is competing with Amazon, Google, all the big boys. Apple. But regardless, so that's a very bearish article and a very resilient response. Again, you gotta say that's bullish. All right. So this thing came out on the 15th, and we haven't seen a whole bunch of reaction. We're still riding this trend, and we gotta break this recent downtrend. But DropBox still in a very healthy spot. And the last one I'm going to talk about here real quick is DocuSign, DOCU. There was, all right, so yeah, we'll look at this real quick on the 180-day, and then we'll go into the article. We have this growth channel, beautiful, going all the way back to the recovery. And again, pre-recovery, this is an $80 stock, and now she's seen highs of over of 293 here. It's just incredible, almost tripling. But what do we have? What do we have recently, guys? A bit of a pullback into the growth channel. Okay, and we had a huge run up. We're outside the growth channel. We're in la la land. Now we're just in outer space. Okay, so there's a bit of a downtrend here, but this is a healthy pullback into the growth channel, establishing, consolidating around this previous support. It's held up, and now look at that, right back into the bottom of the channel. And now let's zoom in and see what we have. So this article, right, that I wanted to mention for DocuSign, it's not really an article actually, it was just a Morgan Stanley upgrade from equal weight to overweight, raising the price target to 260. So it's always bearish when they're raising the price target, and that came out on October 5th. Okay, so that was the last big news for DocuSign. And since then, we saw this big run up where we bounced off the top of this downtrend from that all-time high at 273 or whatever it was, 293, 273, and it pulled back for a day or two, tested the downtrend again, and now we've continued to consolidate. And this is really when the market started to pull back here these last few days from this high. And I mean, what are you gonna sell your position because it came back into a very healthy growth channel? No. You're thinking, wow, what a great opportunity to get some more DocuSign. I can't believe it came all the way back down to 215. This is unbelievable. This thing's going to catch this growth trend. And, I think at this point, you fully established the support. So that's when you start growing up and you start knocking on the next support, 247. But, we'll see this. We'll see new highs one day. Let's just remember Morgan Stanley recent upgrade to 260. That's your target. That's where you're working towards. So I think she's in a very good spot. If you want to get some more DocuSign, now is the time to do it. We have to break this recent downtrend that we've had. That's crossing the bottom of the channel on November 3rd. So, you know, I don't see any reason why that's not going to happen, as long as there is another stimulus. And you know, again, right now I think that's the main thing driving the overall climate of the market here. But like I said, whenever you have a pullback, whenever there's a big move in your stock, you always want to say, what's the catalyst? You know, is there something wrong with this company, or is it just moving with the market climate? So I hope you guys enjoyed that, a little look back at some of the names that we've talked about before. Let me know what you think. Please give me feedback. I've never done one of these before. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave it below. Do you guys have positions in any of these names? Are you holding? Are you selling? What are your thoughts? And if you want to see more videos like this or other technical analysis, please subscribe. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.